welcome back to my channel. As Life is Being Nosy. Today I have a story time for you, a fun story time for you. Like, I can legit get in trouble for giving you guys this gist. So if you guys are ready to get some tea, go and get yourself a nice cold cup of juice, water, smoothie, cake, because it's about to be lit right now.
You paused it.
Those of you who follow me on Instagram, you guys have been wanting this gist because I've been hinting. So you guys have been wanting this gist. Today, like the title already suggests, we're going to be talking about my pregnancy scare story time. Anyways, so let me start from the very, very beginning. Back when I was still working. So one random beautiful day, I wasn't feeling well. I wasn't feeling well the day before. And then the next day, I got to the office. I just couldn't work. So I had to go to the hospital. So from the office, I drove to the hospital. I took some time off work for that day, and I went to the hospital. Got a test done. I was expecting it to be like, I was so sick, so I was expecting it to be like malaria, all of that, because I was just sleeping, you guys. I was just sleeping. Excuse me if I have to go like back and forth, because my memory is also like still a bit blurred. Anyways, so I was so sleepy. I remember they had to give me like a bed in the hospital just to sleep because I just couldn't stay awake. So fast forward to when the doctor called me for my test results. Went in there, we had a chat, and I remember her like just being a bit weird. I'm just like, what's doing this woman? Just tell me what's the problem is so I can be going home. And then she lays it on me. She was just like, you're pregnant. Congratulations. And I was just like, which one? Congratulations. Excuse me, but I was just so shocked. I'm like, what do you mean I'm pregnant? Like, obviously at that point as well, I hadn't done anything for a while, so I'm just like, it's not possible. And then she was like, oh, you're pregnant and all of that. I was like, no, I'm not pregnant. I told her point blank I'm not pregnant. She was like, no, you are, you don't test. And apparently it's routine for them to do pregnancy tests when a lady comes to the hospital with like pregnancy symptoms, I guess. So I was just like, okay, let's get a scan done. She was like, yeah, she'll recommend we get a scan done to further confirm, the test results. Excuse me. So I went to get a scan done in the same hospital. The guy, during the scan, the guy was just like, he can't see anything, but it's, it happens, the fetus is like still really little and everything, so the child can't be seen yet. I should come back in a couple of weeks where they can see the baby. I'm like, hey, baby. I think that's when it dawned on me, like, what? Is this real? So I got in the car and I hadn't started crying yet. I got in the car and I was, angry. At that point, I think I was angry. I was upset. I don't know why I was so upset, but I was upset. So I called my boyfriend. I'm like, hey, babe, this is what happened, da 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 da, and everything like that. He's like, okay, but come to my office. So, hey, that's the gist for you guys. Bye. The red light back. Anyways, so he was like, but I don't want to have to edit this video back and forth. That's why I'm just like leaving everything in it, okay? Anyway, so he was just like, come to my office. I went to his office. We're talking and all of that. And I think I just started crying at one point because I was just like, it's your fault. How can you do this to me? Why will you do this to me? My life, I was just thinking about everything. I was like, my life is over. I kept saying, my life is over. My life is over. My life is over. That's all I was saying. And he felt so bad and he was like, babe, I can bet that you're not pregnant. Like, he doesn't understand where this is coming from. I'm like, this is what you did to me. I'm pregnant. This is one thing in life. This is one thing in life that I do not want. Like, I don't want. This is one thing I'm scared of. I don't want to be pregnant. Nah. I was crying. I wept. You guys, I don't think I've ever cried like that. Well, apart from when I lost my mom, I don't think I've ever cried like that. I wept. I cried so hard. So hard. My chest, my stomach, everything. Like, the tears just kept pouring. He just kept like comforting me, like, yeah, we're good and all of that and everything. Anyways, I'm just like, I'm going home. So I went home. I remember calling my dad and just telling him, Dad, I have something to tell you. And he's like, what happened? So he came to my room. That's how I knelt down on the floor. I knelt down on the floor and then I started crying again, like part 2 of the cry. I was just crying and crying and crying. You guys, this man was like, what is wrong with this girl? What happened? What happened? What happened? Did you allow me to break up? To think that he would have thought it was a breakup that was making me cry like that. You thought. Excuse me. Anyways, he was not like, did you guys break up? He was just talking, giving me, saying all sorts of like things that could possibly be making me cry. And I'm like, that's not the reason why I'm crying. And then he finally was just like, are you pregnant? And I'm like, yes. He was like, is that why you're crying? Stand up, give me a hug and everything. Everything will be okay, I should relax. And I was just looking at him like, what? But he was so cool about it. I'm sure in his mind he was just like, hey, wait. But I mean, that moment, he didn't make me feel any type of way. He gave me a hug. He gave me so many words of encouragement. Like, first of all, let's just pause this video and just give a shout out to my dad. Daddy, can I just let you know now, if you didn't already know before, that I love you so much. You're the best thing that God blessed me with. Did you get that? Has ever happened to me? You're just so amazing. You're so sweet. You're just like the perfect dad for me. You understand me so perfectly, and I just thank God for your life. Anyways, let's go back into the video. Let's go back into the gist, okay? So, after this man finished comforting me, I just felt like I couldn't stay at home because I just wasn't feeling like staying at home. I was feeling so bad. I was so disappointed in myself, and I just felt like people could see the disappointment. Do you get what I mean? So I went over to my boyfriend's house to stay. That night, you guys, I was just like, God, please, let this not be real. Let this not be real. I was like, I don't think I could. I slept that night. I was just like all over the place crying, and his mom was around. So his mom was wondering like, what's wrong with this girl? Usually, like when I go to his house, I'm really like bubbly and all of that. And his mom was just wondering, what's wrong with this girl? I just kept telling her I'm okay, I'm okay. Obviously, I wasn't crying in her presence, but I was just so distraught. Like I was just, you guys don't even want to know. Anyways, 2 days after, he was like, let's go and get another like test done. So I don't know why I didn't think about you doing like normal strips, but if they tell you you're pregnant in the hospital, like obviously you're gonna believe them. Anyway, so I went to go and get a test done at a different hospital, and they told me that I'm not pregnant. I was like, are these people sure? I was like not really believing them. So I did the test again at another hospital. Now I went to like a bigger hospital because I'm like, this hospital, at least if they do a test for pregnancy is very simple now. They should be able to get it. When I got to the third hospital, they told me that I'm pregnant. My HCG level was so high. So like I was pregnant, you guys. I was legit pregnant. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So the gynecologist there was like, okay, let's do a scan. So they did a scan again. Because I had explained everything that happened. They did a scan again and they couldn't see anything. Now this is where it gets interesting. The person who was like doing the scan thingy for me was not saying, oh, they can't see the baby, but it could be like an ectopic pregnancy. An ectopic pregnancy is when like your baby is growing in your fallopian tube. That's where everything scattered. I said, hey, Mugbe. So we went to the gynecologist. And the gynecologist was like, yeah, this is possible. They've seen the scan. That is very possible because obviously I'm pregnant, but they can't see like the baby. So like there's something that's going on that is not normal. It's possibly an ectopic pregnancy. I was like, hey, please tell me this is not true, God. From being pregnant to not being pregnant to having ectopic pregnancy. Which kind of wahala is this? Jigger, that's how I felt. Like I was so like, what is all of this? And at this point, I wasn't now thinking about, oh, am I pregnant or not? At this point, I'm thinking, oh, the safety of my baby and me. Like, this is so crazy. The fact that I was thinking about this was even crazy. Now that night, I remember just holding my stomach and rubbing my tummy and saying, God, please protect my baby, protect my baby, protect my baby, protect us, you know. I was praying for safe delivery. Like, what the hell was I thinking? I hope this video turns out okay because I'm laughing so much. But yeah, I just kept rubbing on my tummy and crying and praying to God. Like, you know how crazy it sounds? The day before, I'm praying, God, I don't want this pregnancy. What kind of problem is this? To fast forward the next day saying, God, protect my baby, crying. I was like feeling connection with my baby. Oh, Veronica, you are dramatic, sha. Hi. Anyways, so the gynecologist had told us come back the next day or 2 days after. Yeah, 2 days after. So this is almost like 1 week now that all of this saga has been happening. 2 days after, as instructed, we were asked to come back to the hospital. I went back to the hospital with my boyfriend. He wasn't working throughout that week because hey, if you know me, you know that I can be dramatic. So we had to go back to the hospital 2 days after, and yeah, to do whatever test again. Now, as soon as we entered inside the hospital, everything was feeling different. Like as soon as I told them, oh, this is my name and this is, I'm here to see the gynecologist, I have an appointment, the lady that was sitting next to the person I was talking to ran away. Like, vamoosed. It was like the person went upstairs, went to go and do one or two things, and I was just like, what's going on? Like, everything just felt a bit weird, but I was just like, well, it is what it is. Anyways, I went to see the gynecologist, and then as soon as I entered the office, we sat down, and then this is the gynecologist telling me, oh, first of all, we just want to apologize, to you about this whole process and everything. And I'm like, And then he goes on to say, you're not really pregnant. Your HCG levels are normal. There was a fault with the machine, so something. So that's actually not your test results. These are your real test results, and you're not actually pregnant. I was like, And they were just like, and so I think he was, because of the way, and I was just like, what? And because of the way I had reacted 2 days before about like the whole ectopic pregnancy, he was like, very apologetic that, sorry about your child, you would have a baby, you guys would try again. He went into advice mode, and I'm just like, hold up. And then I'm not pregnant. And the guy was like, yeah, I'm not pregnant. I was so happy. See, I was just pressing my boyfriend's hand like this because I was so happy. I couldn't wait to get out of that office. Anyway, I went to go and buy some ice cream. I was happy. I was jumping about, dancing, so happy that I'm not pregnant. But that was one experience that, oh my goodness, I don't want to experience ever again. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, my quick, short pregnancy scare video. I hope this video is not too long because we don't need long videos on this channel. What part of this video did you enjoy the most? Tell me if you guys have experienced like a pregnancy scare, because hey, you guys, it wasn't a joke. Like, I hear pregnancy scares, but when I actually like experienced it, it's no joke. It's not for the faint-hearted, I'm telling you. So if you guys know that you are doing things, please don't do without, if you get what I mean. Don't do without. Be protected, stay protected, if possible, just don't have sex until you're married. It is what it is. Like I said earlier, I can actually get in trouble for making this video, so please subscribe. That's like the least that you can do for me right now. Subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on your post notification bells because we post every single day on this channel. Every single day. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, peace.